Fantasy Pro Insiders, we're back, baby. Week 10 rankings, quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, and a little bit of bonus content like we gave you guys in week 9. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Jay, the Warden, Ward. Back again, the co host, the one, the only, Dave, the GURU Hughes. We already know, man. Man, Guru, I tell you what, real quick before we get into it. I'm back in first place, baby. Back in first place in my league, man. You know what I mean? Made a couple moves here. I know we talked over the weekend about we had a couple situations there with AP Nichols. There was someone else I had asked you about. Went with that pick and got the dub, man. So I'm back at it, man. What's going on with you, Guru?
Uh, Treading water still, 8-1. Okay, got a victory after I got my first loss last week. Um, I am in another league that I'm 6-3 in now, but I just knocked off an undefeated squad, so they were 9 or they were 8-0. So
Ooh.
I'll make that one a little interesting. Hopefully, I can get them upset. Now they got a couple of the first place team. They're 2 games up on me, but they got all kinds of bye issues coming. So hopefully
Yeah,
I can reel them in. But those are my
yeah,
two, what I call the important leagues. I'm in a bunch of other leagues I don't really care about, but
yeah.
um, yeah, the two that I compete in, one's for 21 seasons, and this is the 9th season for another. I'm doing very well in both.
Man, some people don't realize those bye weeks, man. When you stack, man, with some teams on the same team, and then you get multiple bye weeks that same week, man. You know, you got to go into that pool, man. That hurts, man. That hurts some teams sometimes. You know, you
Yeah,
can
I'll
take a
tell you though,
loss this week.
there is one school of thought though, and I'll try to make this quick. A lot of people will key on their teams to make as many people on the same buy as they can, so that way, just say for instance, you have 6 or 8 starters on a buy. That means you have your starting lineup intact 94% of the season.
Exactly.
So you're taking a real bath one week, but
Yeah.
you're giving it up. But if you have 2 or 3 each week, then you kind of struggle a little bit. So
Yep.
there is a school of
Yep.
thought if you load up
Yep.
and get a bunch of guys on one bye week, that it can be better off in the long run for you. I
Yep.
don't agree with that, but I've seen it done successfully.
Yeah.
That said, man, let's jump back into the rankings.
Let's
Start
go,
us off.
man. All right, man. Here we go. Week 10 rankings. We're gonna kick this thing off with the QB, wide receivers, and a little bonus content afterwards there. So let's kick it off. Week 1 rankings. Number 1. Um, didn't do too well this past week, but I was listening to Michael Irvin, some of those guys, Stephen A, of course, but some other guys who got some good clout out there talking about Dak Prescott. A lot of people were kind of against. Some people were for Mike McCarthy keeping Dak in the game. But I like the idea of Dak staying in the game. I think, he came off that one week, the previous week, he was, on the IR. And, I felt that he needed some time to stay out there. He still had a little bit of rust. If he would have stayed out, you know what I mean, there would have been things they couldn't have worked on. So I supported the decision, even though they got their tails beat it. I didn't mind it though. But however, moving on though, Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be the number 1 ranking QB for this week against the Atlanta Falcons. Coming in at number 2, we got the GOAT, Tom Brady, coming off a bye week. Number 3, Josh Allen's looking to bounce back. Got a loss against the Jacks, 9-6. 9-6. So Josh Allen's looking to bounce back. Patrick Mahomes coming in at number 4. We still don't know what's going on out there in KC, but at some point they got to get it together. Number 5 coming off the bye week, Justin Herbert with the Chargers. I'm sorry, he didn't come off the bye week. That was previous week. Number 6, Lamar Jackson out of Baltimore. 7, hopefully he'll be back. Kyler Murray. Colt McCoy did a pretty good job keeping things in place out there for Murray, so he'll be back this week. Jalen Hurts coming in at number 8. Looking to come back. He's come back a little bit early, a lot of than what we had expected. Russell Wilson, Seattle's coming in at number 9. Number 10, coming off that COVID list, hopefully Aaron Rodgers. At number 11, my boy coming out of the bye week in Vegas. I take that back. They weren't on the bye week. Why I keep saying on the bye week? They were out in New York last week, the Giants, but this week they are home against the Chiefs. That's Derek Carr. Number 12, Matthew Stafford didn't have a good game last Sunday night. Hopefully he'll be bouncing back away against San Francisco. And number 13, the top out of the top 25 picks, I'm coming in with number 13, Carson Wentz out of Carson Wentz out of the Colts, home against the Jags. Kick it off, Guru.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll continue right along. Then we'll have 13. We have Ryan Tannehill, the Titans. They're taking on the Saints. That's going to be a tough game. 15, we have Kirk Cousins, the Vikings, at the Chargers. Number 16, Matt Ryan, the Falcons, at the Cowboys. He had a nice bounce back game after he laid an egg the week before. Matt Ryan did. Mm-hmm. 17, Big Ben of the Steelers, home against the Lion, taking on two of the NFC North teams there, back to back. He's a feast on some lion meat. Number 18, Teddy Bridgewater, the Broncos, at home against the Eagles. Number 19, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo. And the 49ers at the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Number 20, Trevor Lawrence, the Jags, at the Colts. Number 21, Jared Goff of the Lions at the Steelers. 22, Mack Jones. Just as I think that guy's going to creep up and be a top 20 quarterback, he has a horrible game or two. And just keeping him out of that top 20 listings, I'd like to see him turn the corner and get back up that way.
Yeah.
He's home against the Browns. It's a tough matchup for him. 23, Taylor Heineke, the Washington football team. They're home. They're probably going to get destroyed by Tom Brady and the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
Number 24, Baker Mayfield of the Browns at the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And rounding it out, Mike White of the Jets going to fill it again, and they're playing the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads us to the end of the quarterback rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Jump ahead to the Week 10 running backs.
Okay.
Or no, we're going to go to the wide receivers.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Until further notice, I think we got a new top dog in the number one spot, and that's Cooper Kupp of the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bad night the other night. He had 65 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
It was bad for him.
Yeah, he
did. Number 2, we have Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs at the Raiders. Number 3, Devontae Adams of the Packers.
Okay.
With the Seahawks. Number 4, Stephon Diggs of the Bills. They're at the Jets. He should feast on them. That secondary is not the greatest. Number 5, Deontay Johnson of the Steelers. He had kind of a bad game against the Bears. People were looking for a lot more out of him, and they didn't get it. Number 6, young man just keeps climbing the rankings every week, up to number 6 now, Michael Pittman of the Colts.
Man.
Got a nice matchup. A nice matchup against the Jags.
Man.
He should put up on a great week.
You better believe it.
Number 7, coming off the bye, Chris Godwin of the Bucs, taking on that Washington football team. Doesn't look like Gronkowski or Mike Brown will be available, so him and Evans should have a field day. Number 8, A.J. Brown of the Titans. They're playing the Saints. Number 9, DK Metcalf of the Seahawks. They're at the Packers. Number 10, rounding out the top 10, is Amari Cooper of the Cowboys, home against Falcons.
Okay. Number 11, Deebo Samuels out of San Fran. Number 12, Cordell Patterson out of Atlanta. 13, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota. Coming at 14, hopefully he'll be back this week. He sat out last week with his QB Kyler Murray. That's DeAndre Hopkins out of Arizona. We got 15, C.D. Lamb out of Dallas. Adam Thielen, number 16, out of Minnie. Followed by Mike Evans from Tampa Bay, number 17. 18, Hollywood Brown from Baltimore. 19, Terry McLaurin out of the football team. Rounding out your top 20 of receivers. Coming in at 20, that's Keenan Allen, out of Los Angeles Chargers.
All right, continuing right along, we're going to 21, Chase Claypool, the Steelers. Great matchup for them this week with the Lions. He should, if he's healthy enough to give it a go, he should put up good numbers. 22, Mike Williams of the Chargers. Just want to look like Williams is going to be the number one go-to guy there. He's had a couple of bad games in a row. Laid some eggs, and he's not done so well. So
Right.
and so he's moving down the ranks, unfortunately
Yeah.
for him. Number
Okay.
two, 23, Cortland Sutton of the Broncos, home against the Eagles. Staying right there in that game, 24, Jerry Judy of the Broncos against the Eagles. Number 25, Hunter Renfro of the Raiders. Got his new receiver partner there with Deshaun Jackson. Hopefully, it helps open him up a little bit. They're playing the Chiefs. 26, Robert Woods of the Rams at 49ers. 27, we have Marvin Jones of the Jags at Colts. 28, Julio Jones of the Titans. Home against the Saints. Hopefully, he's back to 100%. Number 29, DJ Moore of the Panthers. And number 30, Tyler Lockett of the Seahawks. And if Russell Wilson is truly healthy, you can probably sneak him up your rankings a little bit. He should be fine.
Yep. Yep, you're right. You're right. Moving along, number 31, Devonta Smith had a pretty big game last week. 5 catches over 100 yards with a tutty bounce back game for that young man. 32, Jalen Waddell out of Miami. Hopefully he gets Tua back. That'll be a good, nice combo there for those two. 34. I'm sorry. Skipped over. After Devontae coming in at 32 is Emmanuel Sanders. Sorry about that, out of
Yes.
Buffalo. Then we got Jalen Waddell coming in next at 33. 34, Jarvis Landry out of Cleveland. 35, Christian Kirk out of Arizona. 36, Cole Beasley out of Baltimore. 37, Tim Patrick out of Denver. 38, Zach Pascal out of Indy. 39, we've got Marquez Valdez out of Green Bay. And then rounding out your top 40 picks of receiver rankings for week 10, coming in at number 40 will be Russell Gage. We'll have more information on Russell Gage just shortly, Guru. But I wanted to get into, let me pull it up here. Um, a couple of things with the receivers. You know, you saw the signing of um, Deshaun
Deshaun
Jackson out of Raiders. So hopefully that'll be a nice deep threat for him. With the Raiders now for Derek Carr, a good speedster down in the slot that can just kind of get behind some safeties. But we're all waiting to see what's going to happen to OBJ. We're going to wait to see what's going on out there. However, we know in Cleveland, they go from OBJ to DPG, Donovan Peoples Jones now. We've got here in the last 3 games, Donovan People-Jones, he went for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns just to show off his efforts. That's good for 18 points a game. Now, granted, that's a small sample size, but now that OBJ is gone for good, it appears that this 3-year receiver out of Cleveland now has a little bit more time to shine. He'll get his number called a little bit more from Baker. Jarvis Landry is still there with the number one spot, but he'll get some more opportunities there. So we'll see. It's up to DPJ
Yeah.
to produce. But we're all waiting to see what's going to happen with OBJ. He cleared the waivers. I saw that a few teams that was interested. I really don't know about these teams. However, I saw the top 3 with Green Bay, Kansas City, and New Orleans. Really quick, just to dissect those teams, I'm gonna X out New Orleans. He's not going to New Orleans. He wants to go to a contender. New Orleans is not a contender right now, unless Drew Brees comes out of retirement. Not a contender. Let's talk about Green Bay and Kansas City. Uh, 2 elite quarterbacks, both teams. Number one receiver in Green Bay, they got Devontae Adams. He's got 2 weapons that can produce for him with Cobb and Valdez out there. Where
You
you
got
go out,
Lazard, too. You can't forget about him.
that's right. You got Lazar. You go out to Kansas City. They both got decent run games as well. Kansas City and Green Bay. I like Green Bay's a little bit better with Dylan out there. But Kansas City, you got the Cheetah, you got Kelsey, and to me, there's no one else that really stands out. I mean, you got a few other guys that's kind of average. You might see it a little bit different than me, Guru, but um, if we're talking, for OBJ, if he wants his opportunities, uh, I would say Kansas City over Green Bay. Even though he's got Aaron Rodgers out there, Aaron Rodgers would, give him his opportunities, but that's a lot. That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of football. There's only one football. Take it back. Only one football. I think he'll get more opportunities in Kansas
Well,
City.
yeah, they
He's got
definitely.
Kelsey. But I didn't see those three teams. On the list originally though. I was thinking Raiders, of course. You know what I mean. But we'll see. What do you think, man?
Well, I think that he would definitely get more playing time in Kansas City. He would probably after a week, maybe after 2 weeks, he would settle in to the number two wide receiver spot along there with he would bump McCole Hardman out of the rotation. McCole Hardman would be three, but actually he would be four because everybody knows they treat Kelsey as 1A. Uh, Kelsey and Hill there. Um, but yeah, he would definitely get a more opportunity to produce in in Kansas City. They got a little work to do as far as getting back into a serious playoff hunt. Um, and that may just wait. I mean, the Packers have an excellent record. Um, it looks like they're heading for the NFC Central title there, or NFC North title. So they should be good. I think that OBJ would do better personally, numbers wise, fantasy wise, in Kansas City. But if he wants to win, if that's what he wants to do, he's going to sign. He'll just go 1 year and then try to catch on with the Packers
Exactly.
and see what they can do. Um, Long term, who knows what that guy's going to do? I mean, right now he's got the world at his feet. He can do what he wants to do.
Right.
So I guess we'll find out on Thursday what's going to happen. But
Okay.
as far as Peoples Jones, he's only owned in 10% of NFL.com leagues. So if you're looking for a wide receiver two or a flex option, you could definitely do a lot worse. Keep an eye on him. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna take off the second half of the season. Most wide receivers do blossom in their third year. This is his third year, and now he's getting an opportunity with Beckham to put numbers up, and he won't see much double team. Not with Landry across the way from him. He'll be seeing a lot of one-on-one coverage. So he's got every opportunity in the world to be successful. It's just him to take advantage of it. It's up to him to take advantage of it.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Going to just one last content want to go before we give you. I have some sleepers in the QB rankings there, possible receivers. Going out there to Atlanta. Okay. With Calvin Ridley out for the foreseeable future. We don't know what's going on. Who's going to catch the ball from Matty Ice? You know what I mean? We know we got Cordell out there. This is insert Russell Gage now. Insert Russell Gage, week 10 against the Cowboys. Last week he was targeted 8 times, 7 catches, 64 yards. Um, you know, um, he was at best that Olimedi. How do you say? I can't even. Zacchaeus.
Zachir, I think, but
Yeah.
your guess is as good as
He
mine
had
there.
2 touchdowns, 3 targets. You know what I mean? So Gage is going to get his targets. Look for a consistent average 7 to 8 targets a game. Let's just hope he finds that end zone. That's the big thing with Gage. We know that Cordell is going to find that end zone, whether it's running or receiver. Let's just hope that Matty Ice can find this young Gage and get him in the end zone. But he will get a lot of targets. So if he's out there, go ahead and pick him up in your fantasy leagues.
Yeah, Gage, definitely. I would look for Peoples Jones first, but Gage will definitely be. Well, I'm not gonna say definitely, but they both stand a very good chance at developing into uh, reliable options down the stretch. So keep
Okay.
them both in mind.
All right, Guru. Well, we're about to wrap this up, but before we wrap this up, How about someone we need to look at in the QB top 25 ranks for QBs? Who's someone we need to look out there? We still got some bye weeks going on, so who's out there?
Well, I like Mike White. I know they're playing a tough Bills defense, but the Jets are getting healthy. With their receiver core, they they have Mike White coming back. He missed last week. He played the first quarter and got hurt and couldn't grip the ball the rest of the way. And Johnson, John Johnson, I believe his name was, had a heck of a game in relief. So that shows you that they have some talent there in the receiver core. Because the guy put up 270 something yards in 3 quarters. So whoever was the starter there, starter's numbers were dictated, over 300 yards. And I think Mike White the week before had close to 400 yards.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so I know the Bills aren't as easy, but they're going to be playing from behind. The Bills' offense is just as tough as their defense, and they should be in catch-up mode. So look for Mike White have to air the ball quite a bit, air
yeah.
the ball out quite a bit. Look for Corey Davis to have a big game. And the other is going to go with Ryan Tannehill this week with the Titans playing against the Saints. They're going to be getting back to the running game, trying to establish the running game, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the running backs. But they want to keep that offense in Tennessee as close to the original version with Henry there as possible. And how they do that is they're going to make AP and Godfrey Foreman kind of both take up the Henry role. One guy can't take up Derrick Henry, but you'll see that. That said, they're going to keep the receivers open. The running game will work enough. They've already proved it this week. And they're just going to get better. They're just going to get better. We don't know if Alvin Kamara is going to be 100% healthy or not. That's still up in the air. Um, and they still are praying that they're going to be able to sign Odell Beckham. It's probably not going to happen. He's probably going to go elsewhere. But they missed out on Deshaun Jackson, so they need some help in the receiver core. So um, look for them to look for the Jesus. Look for the Titans to throw through them at will. Throw over them at will. And Tannehill have a nice game this week.
All right. Sounds good, man. Well, let's go ahead and sign off here. There goes your Week 10 rankings for quarterbacks, receivers, and a little bit of bonus content for DPG out in Cleveland and Russell Gage out there in Atlanta. So if they're out there, like the Guru said, go DPG first, Russell Gage second. You shouldn't go wrong with either one of them. They'll get their target. So we're signing off. Stay tuned. Don't go too far. Running backs and tight ends and other bonus content is coming up. I'm the Warden. He's the Guru, Fantasy Pro Insider, True Fan Sports, baby. See you in just a bit.
Best of luck, folks.